And thank you for joining us on the Friday edition of TVC Breakfast. I'm Veronica Dan Ikboy. Joining me this morning is Olamide Adeyemi. Olamide.
Good morning, Veronica.
It's happy Friday, or how do you say it? Thank God it's Friday.
Thank God it's Friday. It's a beautiful day.
Absolutely. We have an array of issues we'll be looking at this morning. All matters around security with regards to foreign interference in our domestic affairs and how government is addressing that. And then we are also looking at ECOWAS and the three countries that decided to pull out, talking about Burkina Faso, Mali, and the likes, because they have come out to say it's because of the inhumane sanctions. That is why they decided to pull out. And then we're also going to talk about academic excellence. One of the top scorers in JAMB will be speaking with us on how he was able to achieve defeat. But first, let's begin with this story. And the story says the Nigerian Army 6th Division has uncovered massive dumps where illegal refined products worth over 200,000 litres across various locations were stored in Bayelsa and Rivers States. This came 24 hours after the Army destroyed several illegal oil refining sites and recovered products in Bayelsa State and Odagwa in Etche local government area of Rivers State. According to Acting Deputy Director, 6th Division Army Public Relations, Jonah Danjuma, he explained that at the Bayelsa Creek, one illegal refining site, one oven, and a massive metal reservoir containing products suspected to be stolen crude oil estimated at over 110,000 litres were uncovered by the troops. The statement added that, quote, in Rivers State, troops swooped in over 33,000 litres being siphoned into a tank. These feats are results of the renewed effort by troops to effectively clamp down on economic saboteurs and their collaborators. Quite an interesting development. It is good that we are seeing these kinds of results where the sites where these persons are carrying out these activities. You can imagine that's crude. What could have benefited the country as a whole? Some persons are being selfish about it, selfish interest, doing whatever it is that we see them doing now illegally. But how we are able to deal with these persons, to send a note of warning to those who are involved in these activities to stop this is the other matter that I'd like for us to address. Because this is not the first time we have seen the military destroying illicit oil storage facilities, illicit oil refineries, and all of it. But what is the message this has been able to send to those who carry out this activity is the other matter.
It's the other matter. And, experts have also mentioned the idea of name and shame. If we're looking at having about 2.5 million barrels per day, or even under 3 million targets, then it's also very important to go beyond just arresting these workers, because I'm sure they are connected to other persons who,
of course,
established this.
An ordinary Nigerian couldn't have done
like
this.
A working facility.
Yeah.
An ordinary Nigerian could not have done this. So probably we should be initiating that to address majority of the issues facing that sector. Once we begin to, hold persons for their acts, hold them to account on the majority of some of these, ills that they have done in the oil sector, I believe that will be a step in the right direction. And just arresting, well, it's a great one. Let's not forget to also commend the efforts of the military. But also we should go beyond just these persons, go beyond just these workers here. Because this is not the first time we've seen troops uncover massive illicit. And you can just imagine what benefit it will bring to the nation if this had been channeled to the right direction. And
it's also the matter of the environmental damage this is having, or it's causing, that we also need to really bring these persons to book. I mean, look at those facilities, look at that area. People cannot use it to farm. You have heard people from these areas talk about how they cannot farm, how they cannot fish. So economic activities is practically grounded, and some persons still take this thing this far. These are areas that people could have been farming, but then they have, cordoned it off as their areas where they are carrying out their illegal activities. But we need to look at a holistic approach at addressing this matter. What then can be done beyond destroying these things? Can we turn them around to be used in the country, knowing the challenge we are facing? Can we, take over those areas, turn around whatever is being done illegally to being legal enough for us to use these facilities to get fuel into the country because of the deficit that we have with regards to the circulation of the product? If we can do that, will that work? Is that an option that we can be looking at? As much as possible, those in that environment, how are they cooperating with security agencies to give information on persons who are carrying out this activity is another aspect. Yes, we've had stories about how, the federal government is not giving us what is duly ours. We are not getting the right dividend because oil is in our region, but yet we are not benefiting as we should. But does that mean that we should support or enable persons who are stealing us blind? That's a big question.
That's a very, very big question. Now, it's also important, to also mention that while you have said that we may be able to channel some of these storage facilities, some of these illicit, oil facilities to the good of the nation, it all boils down to an intentional, approach by the government, by the military, to ensure that this issue is nipped in the bud. I also want to bring it to the issue of, the potential of these lands that are being used to use that sabotage. Anyways, the health implication is something that should also be considered. The health implication on those who are staying around that environment, issues of air pollution, gas flaring.
That's the environmental issue.
The environmental issue that are still, affecting.